I was so moved. It's 5 years ago, but I'll bring it up. I can't believe it's 5 years. But your speech, your eulogy in memorializing Muhammad Ali 5 years ago was so remarkable. It was beautiful, Billy. There's no other word for it. Kind of like the movie that we're going to talk about here today, because it is about mortality. It is about also, making the most of your time on Earth, because you're here today, and who knows about tomorrow. Your relationship with Muhammad Ali started when, and were you up on that stage at any point in time? Just can't believe that you are, in fact, one of the few chosen to speak about this behemoth, this absolute legend on Earth, Billy Crystal.
It was unbelievably moving and an incredible journey, Rich. It started in right after he beat George Foreman. So that's 1974. And the late Dick Schaap, who was one of my closest friends, this is the first time I met him back in '74. He was then the editor of Sport Magazine, and Ali was named the Man of the Year, the Sport Magazine Man of the Year. So they were having this local television special from the Plaza Hotel, and he called my agent looking for Robert Klein. Rob is a great comedian, as you know, and did a lot of funny sports stuff, to do like 3-4 minutes at the dinner. And then Robert was out of town. So my agent said, I've got this new kid. I had not been on anything, Rich. I had not done anything. I was a substitute teacher in the junior high that I went to. And so he said, but I got this kid, and he does this really funny Ali Cosell thing. It might be perfect for you. Dick said, great. I don't even have to hear it. Have him at the show Friday around 7 o'clock. The dinner starts at 8, and he'll go on around like 8:30, so on and so forth. So I get this call that I'm going to be there, and I'm going to sit on the dais. The last dais I had been on was my bar mitzvah. And when I get there, it's all of the men of the year in the different sports. So Archie Griffin had won the Heisman. He's there. Gina Marchetti was professional football, Baltimore Colts. He's there. On and on and on, and including Neil Simon, who was, the greatest of all time.
Yes.
American playwright in many ways. Definitely comedy playwright. And it's all of these amazing people, and Dick shows me where I'm going to sit, and I go, and I'm 3 seats from my hero, because it wasn't, the boxing, of course, but this was the guy who was the voice of my generation. With the Kennedys gone and Martin Luther King gone, this was the man who came to college campuses. This is the man who spoke about Vietnam. This is the man who defied the draft, and he spoke for us. And I'm 3 seats from him, and I can't believe it that I'm there. And then I get up when Dick introduces me, which I said, just introduce me as Ali's closest and dearest friend, because nobody knew who the hell I was, because I didn't know. And I'll go right into the Cosell of it. I won't have to explain anything,
right.
And that'll relax me, and I think funny. It'll be funny that way. So he does it. Ali's just staring at me as I walk behind him. I get to the podium. I go right into it. He goes crazy. He calls me his little brother, and that's how we were for 42 years for then. So now he's gone. I'm sitting there in the Coliseum, and I'm sitting next to President Clinton, and I'm about to go up there, and all I'm thinking is, what if Robert Klein was in town?
Oh, wow.
Right?
Right? I mean, it's about fate. It's about fate or destiny somehow, and it was a real friendship. And I just, to this day, I'm at home looking at pictures of us together. When I was on tour with my Broadway show 700 Sundays, we were playing in Arizona in a beautiful Frank Lloyd Wright theater there, and it was Ali's 65th birthday. So I went to the house in the morning, and we had breakfast together, and he said he wanted to come to the show. So the show was at 8 o'clock, and Lonnie, his amazing wife, said, I'm concerned about him, being a distraction in the audience. And I said, well, I'll get a chair, and I'll put it in the wings, and he'll watch from the wings. So we got like this very comfortable chair for him. It was almost like a throne. And he watched the show from the wings. And when we went to intermission, I said to the audience, before you go, I want to wish a happy birthday to who is now the greatest senior citizen of all time, Muhammad Ali. And they applauded. I said, I think you should applaud more because he's here. And I brought him out from the wings, and the place went berserk.
Of course.
And it was pretty amazing. Pretty amazing.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.